today we will do our group discussion 2, for which we had to select a poem to be discussed. So me and my partner, Lukman, we decided to work on the poem on the title War, and we have chosen the poem which is called War is Never Over by Cecil L. Harrison. So I'm gonna just preview a bit about the author. So okay, so he was born on, okay, that's not important. Okay, what is important, he had an 8-year-old tour in the US Air Force, and I think it's because of that he learned how war was like and how it's very traumatic. It was a very traumatic experience for people, so maybe that's where he got the idea of making the poem War is Never Over. Then I think that's all. So first of all, we will recite the poem. So can you start by introducing yourself first?
My name is Saranaya binti Muhammad Zaidi. My matric card is 193628.
My name is Nur Azia binti Muhammad Fuzi with the matric number of 193511.
My name is Sanya Kasim and my matric number is 195691.
My name is Zainab. My matric number is 191567.
My name is Muhammad Lukman and my matric number is 191474.
And my name is Nanhak Muhammad Zia. My matric number is 191545. Okay, so now we are going to start reciting the poem, and we'll see after reciting, each of us will try to explain what we understood from the part we read. So let's start.
War is never over, though the treaties may be signed. The memories of the battles are forever in our minds.
War is never over, so when you welcome heroes home, remember in their minds they hold memories known to them alone.
War is never over. Now veterans know this well. Now other wars bring memories back of their own eternal hand.
War is never over, for I knew World War II, and I'll not forget the battles, all the nightmares that ensue.
War is never over. Those of whom to wait know this, for many still are waiting it where the farewell kiss.
War is never over. Though we win the victory, still in our minds the battles. No, freedom is not free.
In my opinion, the poem shows that the veterans and the people fought in the war was a horrible encounter, and since they have that experience in their mind, they will be reminded that war is never over, meaning that the fighting will never stop. Only the people will know what it was really like, so it isolates themselves to society, since no one knows the emotion that they have. They have to live that moment over and over again. So I think it is very, very tough being at war because you will never know what you face. What do you think, Asia?
I think from the verse that I've read just now, it says that the memories that the patriot holds the memories when they in the war in the battlefield, because during war there's nothing that they will remember unless nothing but pain, because in wars they have to shoot people, they have to kill people, in which that's all about pain. There's no such thing as happiness inside wars. Although they are doing it for the sake of the country, but if when they are shooting people, they will still remember, they will still have that sense of pain, because imagine like you're killing a boy, a young boy, and imagine that you're killing your own son. So that memories will remain in that patriot mind.
Okay, so for me, as we know that veterans are people who have served for a long time in some particular place or for a particular purpose. So non-veterans know this well. So it means that the people who served the war, they know this well, that the war is never over, and the fighting will keep on. Maybe not this place, maybe they have already won the war for this border, but other borders the war is still ongoing. And also the war is never over in their mind, as they still have their memories. Maybe their seniors are killed in the war, maybe their best friends are killed. So they will always live with that memory that they are seeing their favorite people being killed, and they cannot do anything about it. And the worst is sometimes they have to surrender. So with that, it makes them think about the hell, because for army people, hell is being surrendered to the enemies and or being defeated. So I think that's what he's trying to mean, that the own eternal hell.
So, for my part, it's about war is never over for I knew World War II. So it's a bit about World War II. So as we know, we all know World War II. It is one of the most devastating international conflict in history that took the lives of around 35 to 60 million people, including the Jews. So there was crimes included like the Holocaust, the slave labor, and the terrible treatment and torture of war. And then it's also talks about I'll never forget the battles, all the nightmares that ensue. So it means that even after the war, there are a lot of terrible things that kept happening. And for example, for Europe was in much need of financial aid due to all the roads, bridges, buildings, and all the things that were destroyed in the fighting and bombings. And also many countries' borders needed to be set and government reestablished. And Germany and Japan had taken over. And also there was a global shift in power from Europe to two rival superpowers, United States and the Soviet Union. That's all.
For me, the fifth paragraph, there's a home to read about this. Maybe it's talking about the soldier who's going to the war, and his wife and his family is waiting at home, and even the soldier is waiting to return to his family. So he's like doing in a war, like battlefield, but also like in special emotional war. Like every day he needs his family and he misses his family. And the tragedy is like many still remains in the war, die there, and they don't return to their home. So that's what the favorite is. Some letters are sent, maybe like a soldier sent a letter to his parents, like stained with blood and sent, but still it was a final letter, farewell letter. It will be like this.
Okay, and for my part, as after I read it, the last sentence, no freedom is not free. For me, what I understood is mostly like in war, there are different cases that may happen. In some cases, the people might not be attacking other people, but they might be defending themselves from others. From what I understood from the loss, it seems that the person was defending themselves and they managed to get victory. But still, even if they managed to get victory, it was at a huge price. Many people died, something happened, something bad happened. So that's why saying freedom is not free. Even though they managed to get their freedom after a heavy battle, they lost families, members, friends, seniors, juniors, every people they knew, people they loved, or even their place they were living before. So after the war, even though they managed to get their freedom, they had to lose almost everything they had and start over again. So for me, the part I read is like whatever happens, war being a good thing, like defending yourself, or the bad part, like attacking people to plunder others, it's always ending the same way. People will die and everyone is going to suffer. That's for my part. So anyone want to add something else? So we must understood appreciate it. Okay.
I think we should go deeper into this poem because do you guys think that war is a waste of time?
Waste of time.
Waste of time,
Not
rather
always.
also waste of
Waste of
resources.
Yeah.
Waste of
But,
energy, right?
yeah, but sometimes it serves the purpose. Like if you want to fight, for example,
For
against a
freedom.
dictator,
Yeah,
for freedom,
for freedom.
it serves the purpose.
Because in India, when Mahatma Gandhi he was trying to fight for freedom. Then the British declared war. So this was a kind of war that was for a good purpose, you know. So he fought for his independence. So that's a good purpose. But there is still there is other other wars war.
Can you plan to add one more lesson in it? The title war between blacks and white, which
Or can you
I would like to add on the Nelson Mandela one, the black and white war, which took place in South Africa.
And one more example of a legitimate war, I would say Kashmir, which is India and Pakistan are always on war with the Kashmiris, and they want to possess Kashmir, but the Kashmiris they are being killed in that process. So then they have to defend themselves because they cannot use the internet, they cannot go to school, they cannot do anything. And if they try to fight back, they are killed with bullets. So they are trying to fight back. So I think that would be a war that would be for their freedom. So I think this justifies everything.
But from the point, I could say that I am proud to be a nation because we achieved independence without fighting, without killing each other, no blood, no killing people. So we achieved the independence by agreement with the British.
This is actually very lucky, but unfortunately, like some countries, for example, Palestine and Israel, you know. So Israel is occupying Palestine, so they have no option. They are not willing to, you know, to
Discuss, to see and talk.
to sign, to make a deal. They are not willing to do that.
Yeah.
So I would say Malaysia is fortunate, and also many countries who achieved independence just by you know signing an appeal or whatever.
But for me, sometimes war is a waste. Maybe not in terms of time because we need that war to achieve freedom. But in terms of energy and money, we can bring it into focus for the development of the country, for example. Because when war is ongoing, the development of the countries will be halted.
Yes.
I mean, the leaders could not carry out their duties properly, and also most of the leaders will have to transfer their powers to the armies because it's on the verge of time, so they need to. You get what I mean, right?
Yes.
So well, for money, war will only distant people because when war is happening, there's no tourists who want to come into our country. Like the cash flow, you know, everything.
It is not safe.
Tourists, me myself, I won't go to a country with that. My priority is not being prioritized. So what do you guys think?
Let's say about such about war, which is like in war you have a lot of collateral damages, like children being killed, families being destroyed, and worse than say maybe some children could have a future later on become a successful person, but later end up being in war because they need to defend their countries and get killed.
And just like in Syria, the older children, they like it's compulsory for them to join the army. Like I've met someone here, like he was explaining to us that actually he fled the country because of that, because they all have to be in the army.
So they're being trained from.
Yes, they all have to.
The force of
So like it's like their future is compromised.
So I think this poem it relates to war very well because it speaks about veterans fighting. It speaks about the nightmares that leaves, you know, that effect that it has, the impact of war that it has on our mind, especially people who experience the war. And of course, I would say it's like hell because just experience something like that. You have to flee. You have to just pack your. I don't know. You don't even get time to pack your clothes. You just have to flee to go to another country, and the worst is if that country doesn't welcome you, you just